Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Fluctus channel. In the heart of Siberia lies Yakutsk, widely regarded as the coldest city in the world. Winter temperatures here routinely plunge below -40 degrees Celsius. With some nights reaching an astonishing -60 degrees Celsius. Even during summer, Yakutsk remains cool compared to most cities globally, with an average annual temperature hovering around -8.8 degrees Celsius. These extreme conditions make everyday tasks such as starting a car a formidable challenge, requiring ingenuity and adaptation. The frigid climate causes severe issues for vehicles left outdoors overnight. Engine oil thickens into a near solid state, fuel lines freeze, and batteries lose up to 60% of their cranking power. In such conditions, conventional ignition methods are rarely effective, prompting locals to develop specialized techniques to combat the cold and keep their cars operational. One common sight in Yakutsk is the use of silver-colored car covers. These reflective thermal barriers serve multiple purposes. They prevent frost buildup on critical components, retain residual engine heat from previous use, and shield vehicles from moisture that could freeze and damage mechanical parts. When prevention isn't enough, Yakutsk's mobile car heating services come into play. These services operate modified vans equipped with portable heating machines capable of warming frozen engines back to life. The process begins by connecting a booster pack from the service vehicle's pre-warmed battery to the frozen car's electrical system, providing sufficient power to activate the heating equipment without draining the compromised host battery further. The heating machine itself is powered by diesel and generates hot air at temperatures ranging between 150 degrees Celsius and 180 degrees Celsius. A flexible silver-coated pipe is inserted through the car's grille, directing this heated air into the engine bay. This method targets key components such as the engine block and oil pan, while maintaining thermal efficiency despite the harsh external conditions. Technicians monitor progress using infrared thermometers and heated dipsticks to check whether the engine oil has returned to its liquid state. This is a critical indicator that the car is ready for ignition. Once all components are sufficiently warmed, they attempt to start the vehicle using short cranks to avoid overloading the system. After successfully starting the car, drivers immediately install a thick canvas layer inside the bonnet. This insulated sheet helps trap warm air within the engine compartment, while preventing cold air from entering critical areas during short stops or idling periods. For cars stored in garages overnight, additional measures are taken to enhance protection against the brutal cold in Yakutsk. Double-layered glass windows are installed on vehicles to improve insulation against frost buildup and condensation. Around crankcases and undercarriages, self-regulating heating tapes are wrapped securely and connected to smart outlets that activate automatically when temperatures drop below negative 25 degrees Celsius. Yakutsk residents have mastered these techniques through years of experience living in one of Earth's harshest climates. Their ability to combine traditional survival knowledge with modern engineering solutions ensures that life and transportation continues uninterrupted, even in temperatures most would consider unbearable. While Siberian drivers battle frozen engines with modern heating systems, starting historic war machines requires entirely different techniques. At Australia's Automotive, restoration expert Phil Rutherford showcases the German Panther tank's unique startup sequence, a process frozen in World War II-era engineering rather than sub-zero temperatures.
My name's Phil Rutherford. I work with my brother Nick Rutherford. We work for Access Track Services in the UK. We've been there about 15 years now? 15, 20 years, something like that. We've been in the business of military stuff, restoration for probably about 30, 35 years.
The Panther startup defies modern expectations. Unlike contemporary tanks with electric ignition, this 45-ton behemoth relies on human power and mechanical ingenuity. The tank's distinctive starting mechanism reflects wartime engineering priorities, as Rutherford explains.
On the Panther, they have two 12-volt batteries. They're running at 24 volts as you crank it over. So what they do is they have a cranking system where you can turn the handle in the back to turn the engine over, but it's on what they call an inertia starter. It's a bit like the toys you used to have in the old days where you keep pushing them and then let them go and they just go, because they needed to save the batteries for the radio sets. Otherwise, they had no way of communication.
Behind this unusual design choice lies a formidable fighting machine. With sloped 80mm armor deflecting Allied shells and a powerful 75mm gun with over 1,100 meters effective range, the Panther dominated battlefields despite significant drawbacks, as Rutherford notes.
The Panther tank was Germany's main battle tank for a number of years. Sort of mid-war to the end of the war, they were very successful. Troublesome, very fussy tank. Obviously, as it's German, over-engineered, but very successful. The Allies had very little that would touch it, as far as armament and armour.
At Automotive, the Panther shares terrain with other restored war machines, including the Flak Panzer 38T, the only surviving example of this anti-aircraft half-track. Alongside Stewart M3 light tanks with twin Chevrolet V8 engines and various diesel-powered troop carriers. While the Panther tank demonstrates World War II's mechanical ingenuity, an entirely different engineering approach powers vehicles from an earlier industrial era. At heritage events across the United Kingdom, the distinctive sight of coal smoke announces the presence of steam-powered transportation, like the impressive Sentinel DG4 steam wagon, lovingly preserved by its dedicated owner, Edward Goddard.
Hi, my name is Edward Goddard. I'm the owner of the Sentinel DG4 you see behind us here now, and yeah, we're here today at the rally in Shrewsbury.
This impressive vehicle carries both historical significance and mechanical ingenuity in its riveted frame. The DG designation reveals its unique place in the evolution of industrial transportation, representing an important step in engineering development.
This Sentinel is what they call a Sentinel DG4, which is what they call a double-geared four-wheel field Sentinel. It was built in 1931, built here in Shrewsbury at the Sentinel Wagon Works.
Unlike modern vehicles that start instantly, steam wagons require elaborate preparation. The process begins by building a coal fire in the boiler's firebox, carefully monitoring water levels and pressure gauges as the system gradually heats. This methodical ritual represents a stark contrast to contemporary engines. Steam power demands patience, with operators needing to understand the relationship between fire intensity, water volume, and pressure development. The maintenance regime for these industrial veterans requires constant attention to mechanical details that modern drivers never consider.
The day-to-day maintenance is obviously lubricating and all the different various parts. You've got the crankcase and you've got the cylinder oil, which is total loss system being a steam engine.
What truly sets steam wagons apart is their mechanical operation. Once sufficient pressure builds, steam flows through pipes to cylinders where expanding vapor pushes pistons connected to a crankshaft. This rotational force transfers through the double-geared transmission system to drive chains, which power the rear wheels, creating a direct mechanical connection between heat energy and motion, which is visible in every moving component. Today, at Shrewsbury's Heritage Rally, the Sentinel joins nearly 100 other vintage engines, creating a living museum of industrial transportation where these magnificent machines return to their birthplace. While some steam-powered machines like the Sentinel DG4 remain in private hands, Others have found their way to museums dedicated to preserving industrial heritage. At the Maine Forest and Logging Museum in Bradley, visitors experience the remarkable Lombard steam log hauler. A revolutionary machine that transformed American forestry in the early 20th century. Starting this 19-ton behemoth requires meticulous preparation. Museum staff begin by checking water levels through sight glasses, a critical safety measure, as low water could cause catastrophic boiler failure. Before ignition, technicians inspect every bolt, nut, and set screw on the machine, particularly those securing the connecting rods. The firebox and smoke arch must be thoroughly cleaned, with special attention paid to the exhaust nozzle, where carbon accumulates and can create dangerous back pressure if neglected. Invented by blacksmith Alvin Lombard of Waterville, Maine in 1901, this remarkable machine featured the world's first successful continuous track system, predating military tanks by over a decade. The 30-foot Leviathan combined locomotive engineering with novel track propulsion to solve a critical problem: how to transport massive timber loads across snow-covered terrain where horses struggled. The museum's restored hauler demonstrates the ingenuity of its four-person operation system. A steersman sat exposed on the front platform, controlling directional skis, while an engineer and fireman managed the twin-cylinder 90-horsepower steam engine from the cab. A conductor riding on the log sleds communicated with the crew using a bell rope system. These machines could pull trains of sleds carrying up to 300 tons of logs at speeds approaching 5 miles per hour, and all without brakes. Today, the Maine Forest and Logging Museum maintains this industrial treasure alongside other remarkable exhibits. Visitors exploring the 400-acre site discover a reconstructed logging community from the 1790s, complete with an operational water-powered sawmill. The museum hosts special events throughout the year, including their popular Winter Fun in the Woods demonstration, where the Lombard can be seen operating in its natural environment. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our new content. See you next time.